Go for it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Felicia.
And I'm Giancarlo.
And this is our review of
Escape from Colditz. This is a remake also from a classic, from a 1973 classic. Osprey Games picked it up. And he was actually...
You kind of did your homework.
I did do my homework for once. Yeah.
And what, you can send people like a postcard? In this classic remake, players will take on the role of World War II POWs trying to escape Colditz, while another player takes on the role of the guard trying to stop them. Board here is set with a number of POW pawns and guards which differ according to player. Each POW player will also start with one escape kit and a drawn opportunity card, with a security card going to the guard's player. Timer will start at 50 for the first game. Any player who manages to get 2 of its citizens out, they win. Otherwise, the guards win when the round marker hits 0.
Before we talk about rounds and player turns, let's look at the board. There are 4 main areas. The Appel, where guards cannot enter. The inner courtyard, where POWs arrested here will not have their equipment confiscated. The inner courtyard, where POWs arrested here will have an equipment card confiscated. And outside the castle, where POWs are in danger of being shot. You'll have to get here eventually, as you'll need to escape via these bullseye spaces. So how do we get there? Let's resume gameplay.
The player to the left of the guard player will start the game. On each player turn, they'll roll the dice. This will give them a number of movement points they can split as they wish to move their pawns around up to the total rolled. Should the total equal 5 or less, that player will draw a card from the appropriate deck, opportunity for POWs, and security for guards. Each player can only hold a maximum of 3 of these cards, so don't be afraid to use them. Rolling doubles will also give the exploding dice effect up to 2 extra times, meaning if you roll doubles, roll the dice again, and again if that doubles for a final time, and add the total up. This will be your movement points for that turn. Rolling doubles will also free one of your pawns from solitary confinement.
With movement points, POWs will try and make their way to these rooms with icons. The tools that you'll use for your escape will be either rope, wire cutters, key, or forged documents. To make them, you'll need to have 2 pawns in the same room, or 2 pawns in each of 2 different rooms with the same icons. When doing so, simply take the appropriate equipment cards. Now these areas are off limit to guards unless they play a card stating otherwise. When in your possession, any POW can use these items when needed. The key will be used to pass through these spaces, the wire cutters to pass through the fence, the forged documents to pass through checkpoints, and each rope card spent will make you climb spaces written 30, or 2 rope cards are needed for spaces written 60. Now, when using the wire cutters or ropes, the players will place an escape attempt marker there. Rooms containing these will allow guards to come in and search and use the rope themselves, so be careful. They may even remove the rope entirely if they choose to. Should you make your way to a bullseye space without being arrested or shot, you'll have to discard the escape kit for that POW and you're halfway to victory. Now you'll have to make a new escape kit by producing the 4 ingredients: food, documents, compass, and disguise, the same way as equipment. But note that you cannot have more than 1 escape kit at a time. Some opportunity cards will already give you part of that list.
When the POW players have taken their turn, the guard player takes his. All rules apply to him as well for dice rolling. Guards can enter some spaces containing a POW to arrest them. In the inner courtyard, they can only do so if that player holds an equipment card. In the outer or outside area, anything goes. On top of that, they'll lose an equipment card of their choice, and the POW will be put into solitary. When a guard arrests a POW, they'll go to the commander's office. Then at the end of their turn, they'll go into the barracks. Next turn, they can be deployed to guard posts for 1 movement point. It is important to note that POW can be used to move into a spot containing a guard to effectively remove them from the board by sacrificing themselves for arrest. At the end of the guard's turn, move the round marker down 1. If it's at the end, the guard wins. If it's not, start a new round until a player manages to get 2 POWs out, in which case he'll win. Before we go to the final thought, we wanted to mention that the game offers an escape scenario drawn as an opportunity where you can escape with the car or build tunnels, which are depicted here on the board. For the guard player, he may also end up getting a shoot to kill card, effectively allowing him to shoot and kill, if successful, a POW outside the castle.
Escape from Colditz is a remake from a classic devised by Major P.R. Reed, who actually was a captive at Colditz Castle. And Osprey Games certainly held his story with the utmost care. They've taken his account and incorporated in a great read to give you some history. And to get to this gem, the presentation itself for the game is top-notch, with excellent components and stylized art to boot. These little but paid attention to things help capture the theme, which is also extremely well captured through gameplay. The game does even beyond it as a story unfolds as you play the game, as if you're watching a movie. And every tactical or strategy you have, which are both strong in the game, propels the game and story along. Yes, there is a luck factor to the game where sometimes it's hard rolling doubles to get your POWs out, but I'll still give them a half pro point on at least drawing opportunity cards to offset that factor a little. There is some minor analysis paralysis that can slow down the game and make it longer than it should. But because the game is so fun to play, that factor only scores a half penalty, giving Escape from Colditz a well-deserved 8 out of 10. Subscribe now to our channel to stay in the loop. If you like our work, help us continue by sharing the channel to your gaming group. Thanks for watching and happy gaming.